Right off the bat, and look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 15. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
Now Mahomes. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. And Xavier Worthy, 75 yards. And the Chiefs are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Extra point through the Snowflakes, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of... Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try to left side. Rhodes, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. To throw now. Here's Love. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the 2nd time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Hey, 43, 15.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Mahomes now to throw. Catch is made by Hardman. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He'll drop this off to Pacheco. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
They'll run here with Pacheco. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. And Xavier Worthy. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chiefs have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. No problem there on the extra point. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey on the guy that you're throwing it to? And maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
To be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Throwing. Love. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Pacheco gets it up the gut, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And 3rd and 8 now. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. And if you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice gain.
On 3rd down, it's Pacheco. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, 35 yards. And the Chiefs continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Love now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner, and with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and it shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. And Xavier Worthy on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Chiefs continue to pull away here in this first half. The extra point up and good. And that makes the score 28-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Love. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. From the 29, here's 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. Love. The catch is made by Ellington. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there. 29 yards. And the Dolphins are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
And he'll get in, and they're going to draw themselves 2 points closer. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Throwing now is Mahomes. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. 2nd and 5. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 69 yards rushing for him now as he has been strong here in the first half of this divisional round matchup. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Mahomes going to throw. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Well, he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is a modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 19. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Second and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. Down inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. And Xavier Worthy on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point right down the middle. And the round is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Throwing to start the drive. Love going up top. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Love. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. This is caught inside the 15. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Jalen Waddle, as the first half is winding down. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Well, that touchdown certainly helps, but they've got to go ahead and convert, get to the half, and figure out how to keep chopping down this lead in a second, don't they?
Yeah, they still need to regroup, and they still need to end the second quarter strong. A little bit of time left. Brian Dable dialing up a play call here as they will go for two. They motion the running back out left. And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. Well, split the difference, and they're right where they would have been with two PATs. They got the two-point conversion the first time. They failed there.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the first time you go after your first score, that feels like a gamble. The second time when they tried it again, that felt like, what the heck, right? Because, as you said, even if you miss it, you split the difference, and you're right on schedule at 14 points.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
Final shot before the half from Mahomes. And his throw's going to be incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work the run in a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second in a couple. Here's Mahomes to throw. That's into the hands of the rookie from Ole Miss. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs are able to add on to that lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Throwing to start the drive. Love. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Love from the gun. And oh my goodness, here's a fifth interception. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. 26 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Looking to throw. Love. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Nick Bolton. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
And they'll take possession already in the red.